welcome to the new session at CSU. In this subject, we'll be exploring how ICT, information and communications technologies, networks, social software, can be used to create social and economic capital within communities. That's what community informatics is all about. So in this subject, we're going to take a very community informatics based approach to how we work through the material. And that approach is likely to be quite different from how you've worked through other subjects through your course. So what we're going to be doing is using a staged process of assessment to work through the subject. And each stage of assessment builds towards the next. So it's essential that you get into that work pretty much straight away. I mean, that really means get cracking this week. So what we're going to be doing in terms of assessment, in terms of that staged process of assessment, is blogging. We're going to be blogging through the session, and we're going to be using a specific blogging platform called ThinkSpace that we have created in order to provide you guys with a social learning environment. And the blogs that we're going to be developing will be based around key readings, and these readings will guide you through the essential concepts that we need to grapple with as we work through the subject. Okay, so if you've had a look at the subject outline, you'll see that we've got this stage structure where we specify a set of readings for you to work through each week, and we then provide you with a prompt, a question to allow you to reflect on the conceptual learning that you've been doing. Okay, so each week we'll be working through these readings, you'll be reflecting, and you'll be posting on your blogs. Now, even though we're using a blog in the subject, you should approach assessment in the same way that you approach any process of assessment. Okay, so what I'm trying to suggest here is that it doesn't matter whether it's an essay or a blog or a report. What we need to see are the kinds of generic learning skills and abilities and concept knowledge that you demonstrate in any process of assessment. So you want to, if you have a look at the marking criteria, for instance, you'll see that if you want to move up that grading scale, you need to bring in wider reading in the same way that you would bring in that wider reading, so that we can see that there's an independent research process going on, so that we can see that you're reading around the subject. Okay, so that's the same in this process of assessment. Okay, so you've got specific readings, and then you've got space to explore and bring in your own research material. Okay, and you bring that into your blog posts, and we'll be doing that on a fairly rigorous weekly, bi-weekly cycle. Okay, there's a few instances where we have maybe a bunch of 3 or 4 readings, and if that's the case, then you get 2 or 3 weeks to work through those and develop your own content. Because what we want to do is give you guys the opportunity to develop your own digital content. That's really important, and we want to give you some practical experience of leveraging the potential of ICT in any kind of context. So these tools can be used however you want to use them, and in this instance we're using a blog to work through a process of assessment. Okay. So this, I think this is likely to be quite different from what you've done in other subjects, but just go with it. Let the process of assessment frame how you work through the session. Let the process of assessment guide you through your learning and through the pace of learning that you do, that you'll be undertaking through the subject. So what it means is that you need to be on the ball from today, from the start of session. The tasks begin this week with the creation of a blog. You need to get your blog up and running this week, and posting kicks off next week. Alright, so get cracking.